Yeah, I'm excited to do this video with you. We are going to be graphing the solutions of a linear inequality that is already in standard form. How do we roll with that? There's two methods to this. I prefer first solving this for y, so getting it into basically slope-intercept form and graphing. Some students actually find the x and y intercepts and then graph it. I think it's easier to convert to slope-intercept form because it's easier to handle the inequality that way. So that's how I'm going to rock it with you. Let's dive in together. So it says graph the solutions to 4x minus 5y is greater than or equal to negative 10. So as promised, I'm going to change this into slope-intercept form. So in my brain, I'm thinking I need this to be, and I guess I'll write on this side since we're not graphing yet, I need y to equal mx plus b. Obviously it won't have an equal sign because we got a greater than or equal to hanging out right there. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides to get the x term over to that right side. So I subtract 4x, and we're left with negative 5y. Don't forget that negative hangs out with that y. Right? It doesn't get eliminated just because you subtracted 4x. And then from here, what we're going to do is we recognize that these terms don't combine, so I get negative 4x minus 10. And that doesn't look like a 10 at all. So I'm going to erase that. Let's write that again. That's a little better. Now from here, we need to divide everything by negative 5. Keep in mind, we're dividing by negative. Ooh, there should be alarms going off in your head, being like, whoa, divided by a negative. That means we need to flip the inequality signs. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 leaves us with y is less than or equal to. Negative 4 divided by negative 5 is 4/5 x. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is plus 2. Now remember, again, we divided by negative 5 on both sides. That is why we had to flip the inequality sign. And if you're having trouble remembering why you do that, check out some earlier videos, either in my Algebra 1 or pre-algebra class. I go over that in great detail. Okay, so now from here, what we do, as we saw in previous videos, we just graph this like it's a normal line, and we notice that it's or equal to, so there will be a solid line. So I'm basically graphing y equals 4/5 x plus 2. Sweet. So it's a y-intercept of 2. And a slope of up 4, right 5. Let's do it. So a y-intercept of 2, right there, and then a slope of up 4, right 5. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful, and I'll go the other way, down 1, 2, 3, 4, over 2, 3, 4, 5. We said it's a solid line because it's or equal to, so we're going to connect all of those points right there. Beautiful thing. And now what we have left to do is the shading part. That's the part, if you recall, where we're indicating where all the x and y values lie that would make that original inequality true. So the test point I like to use is 0, 0, as long as it's not on the line, and 0, 0 is not. So we're going to test 0, 0. And we're going to plug that in to the original inequality. We do that just in case we made an error in our math here. So plug that in here. If I plug in 0 into x, that's 0. Minus 5 times 0 is 0. So you'll get 0 is greater than or equal to negative 10. That's a true statement, right? This is 0 when you plug in x and y for 0, and it is greater than or equal to negative 10. If you plugged it in here, you would have had 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 2, which is also true. Okay, so since that's a true statement and 0, 0 is on this side, you're going to shade this entire side, which I'm just going to do with a few lines like that, so I don't waste ink and scribble all over the place. So all the points that lie in this, what is called a half plane, right? The whole plane is the whole thing. This is 1/2 above the line, this is 1/2 below it. It's everything below. A reminder that you could have looked at this inequality and said all y values less than or equal to that line, which would be below it. There you go, peeps. How to graph a linear inequality when we have something in standard form.